Hello everyone and welcome to Console Spirit Tier 3. My name is Thomas and next to me in the commentary box is Lewis. We are here at Austria for a very wet qualifying session, mate. Lewis, welcome, you are here. Happy you are back with me in the commentary box.
Yeah, we're at it again. And obviously last week's race was it was a shame. We had a really good race in Baku until we lost the internet. But yeah, it's back. It's great to be back. Hopefully with no issues in Austria for this particular race. As you said, yeah, rain, intermediate tyres at the moment. But yeah, if guys can give us more info on the weather for these two sessions, the qualifying and the race, that would be great.
Yeah, that will be great. Let's see, I'm just fixing the stream now and it's all good. So yeah, Cookie is already in the chat. He says what? He didn't expect a wet quali. Oh, we got Dan Robo in the chat. He says wet quali and a dry race. So that's very interesting. So that will mean that people they can select a different tire to start the race with. So we will probably see people going for the softs, mediums and hards on the grid. So that will be very interesting.
Yeah, and also dry setups for this session. So expect, particularly when people are now doing their initial runs when the track's at its wettest, there's no sort of drier line formed yet. This is where it's actually the easiest to make mistakes, especially when those tyres are... Although the wet tyre doesn't need anywhere near the tyre temperature you do with a slick, you still need a bit of heat just to get that stickiness in the blocks. And yeah, so expect people to have issues. All the Renault of J just sort of turn one at a little moment, and that's exactly what it is. You start to push it a little bit further in a track that's constantly changing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so it will be very tricky for these guys. It really depends as well if these guys did practice some rain to be expected for the race, because I know a lot of people are just focusing on dry racing. So the people who practiced wet weather will be in a big advantage now. So we will see if some guys can really excel here. A little bit of housekeeping as well. We have a new driver in the racing point. It's BVG NL. He is a Dutchman, so another one, together with Kelsweg, Justin, and Tom. So that's brilliant. Yeah. Other than that, oh yeah, and MP Motorsport got dropped because of the incident, so we no longer have MP in here. That's it. Yeah, that's it. So we're good now.
We got lap time starting to come through. Steve is on provisional pole at the moment, 1:14.5. Oh, there's a yellow in sector 2, but that could be just because of a slow-paced car on an in or out lap. And Cygate takes that. Cygate up into 1:14.5. Sorry, 1:14.4, a tenth quicker than Steve. Sneaky Tom has sneaked it into P4. Oh, Mercedes there of Muzza had a real moment, and I think he's backed out of it, has he? Or is he still going full speed? He's still got ERS on, so he might be going for it. But Muzza had a massive moment coming out of turn 3. Well, it's technically turn 4. As KV goes to provisional pole, 1:13.6. What can Muzza do as he heads out the final corner? Oh, I think he clipped the curb wrong. That valid. And it puts him to P6.
Let's see, Tichy is still in the pits. We got both Alfa Romeos out on track. Dan is not pushing. Matty Robbo definitely is pushing, as he is entering the end of sector 2.
Yeah, I think Dan ended up with a penalty because on the map it was red completely. So Dan not able to do it on this attempt, but Matty Robbo has a good strong start to the first race of the season. Was looking good in Baku as well. What can we do with Austria? The car just wants to slide out, wash out at the end of that final corner. What does he do? 1:14.8. And that puts him into P8, but it's very close. Other than KV, he's got a good gap. Pretty close to the rest of the guys in that top 10.
Yeah, definitely. Cookie's in the chat as well. He says Cygate back from tier 3 to from tier 2 down to tier 3, so that was my housekeeping with a little bit of a mistake, because he is back as well, so lovely. And I think he's Dutch as well, so that's another Dutchman. And yeah, I fixed the sound as well. It was just a question of pausing it and coming back, so it's great.
Yeah, that's cool. Sometimes it does that in qualies.
Yeah,
I
really weird.
When I streamed, I notice it more. It's the person who's streaming. For some reason, to do with streaming, it can cause that issue. But yeah, that's all good. So, obviously, I wonder if a few people, I found with the older game, the 2018, that doing more laps was better.
Yeah, true.
So far, Steve's done a couple of laps. Dan has done a couple of laps, and that has allowed him to get to a 1:14.2 P5. Dan is a bit of a wet specialist, and also he is a former race winner here in Tier 2. So he qualified well on the wet and was able to win in the changeable conditions of the race. So P5 for now, but still a long way to go. 11 minutes and 34 seconds to go.
That is absolutely lovely. I'm on board with Stumpy now, but he is, I think, not really pushing this lap. He's got a Torosso behind him, and that's Cygate, who is currently on an out lap. So we will watch both of these guys, as they're probably gonna push for another fast lap. KV currently in pole position with 1:13.6, quite a gap to be honest to Stumpy in P2, so there's definitely some time on the table left for the guys from P2 onwards. But as you can see, quite a big gap actually. Normally in the dry, all of the drivers are within sort of a second, and now big gap, so you can really see the quick guys performing now. Stumpy, he is gonna push. ERS mode 5 is enabled, so he will go for a quick lap. Behind him, Cygate follows, and I think behind Cygate, it is Medi Robo going for a push as well.
Yeah, this is one of the shorter tracks on the calendar and of this season. So expect you always to have closer lap times, closer gaps between everyone, and even in the wet, that is showing.
Look at your bottom left. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yes, yeah, no. And he's had an off. Tichy's had an off. So I don't know what happened. He's got wing damage and is disqualified.
That's last place start for Tichy.
There's a Mercedes off as well. Muzzer's completely off at that turn 2.
I don't think he's got damage.
No, he hasn't.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, that's not. That is terrible for Tichy, because obviously if the race is going to be dry, maybe he's going to go alternative strategy. I think that's the only way to avoid being in melees.
Yep, he will be in a big DRS train, and good luck with getting past all these guys with DRS. That will be a challenge for Tichy in the Ferrari. And Stumpy takes pole position with a 1:13.3, really good lap. What is Cygate gonna do? He did come into the pit, so we focus on Medi Robo, as he's not improving. In fact, he is starting his lap now, so he probably made a mistake on the last lap. He's going again for a quick lap with 9 minutes left in this session.
Look at that, Stumpy's done that on 4 lap old intermediates. That's what I'm saying. The more laps you do, that performance will get better. And the track maybe also is getting better as well. You can see there is a notable drier line where the cars are breaking through the standing water. And that does help with grip. And these guys will be feeling it. But at the same time, you don't want to be going off that line. It will be slippier.
Yep, it's the track getting better and better, and the drivers getting more used to the conditions as well. Just building up that rhythm, not making mistakes too early on. And then at the end of the session you can really push and get in those fast lap times. Let's see what Medi Robo is doing now. He's low on fuel, but he's good on the ERS side, so let's see what he can do. Will he finish off this lap? Yes, he will. Oh, struggling!
Yeah, might actually hit the wall! Has he hit the wall?
Oh, but he saved it. He saved it. He didn't lose any front wing as well. He's good. Yeah, he can continue on.
I thought he was going to hit. I thought he was a goner.
Lucky escape from maybe Robin Alfa Romeo. So all good, and he can come back into the pits, get a fresh set of intermediates, and then go again, luckily for him. Let's see now, because KV is out on track, and never mind, because he comes into the pits. Let's see, Connell in P3 is on a out, but he just came out. Let's see if there is someone else pushing for a lap now. Sneaky Tom is going to the end of sector 2.
Okay.
Let's see if he is improving, currently on a 114.4.
He's a tenth and a half up on his previous best.
He is almost a tenth up in sector 2.
Yeah. This is very close. Now if I was him though, he's on his opening lap, I would just do another run. I would save the ERS on this run and then go again, because you're not going to need to use these tyres for the race, so just burn the fuel and burn those tyres down.
Yep, you can push as much as you want on these tyres. He improves, but not enough to gain a position, so it stays P8 for Sneaky Tom at the moment. Let's see now, because I think Connell is starting his lap now, and that's correct. His lap has just started, ERS mode 4 enabled, so he is trying to gain a few positions. P4 now with 114.0, 7 tenths to Stumpy, so that's quite a big gap. When he's down on his time in sector 1, a tenth.
I mean, sector 1 is really just one corner, so we can't read too much. I think the key bit is this middle sector and sector 3. So here we go, down into turn 4. Still a bit nervous and twitchy. Going to come up towards the end of sector 2 now. Not quite at the apex, so we can't quite carry the same speed, but he is 2 tenths up. So it's a much better showing so far. Now we've got the final sector, which really is these two corners coming up. The fast right-handers here.
To make or break.
Yeah, I think a little bit cautious in the first one.
But safe as well for the second one. Runs out of ERS, but will it be enough to improve? It will be enough. 113.7, which currently brings him up into P4. Just behind Justin. Let's see. KV is on a outlap, clipping a little bit of the grass, but he is coming to the double right-handers at the end of the lap, so we will stay on board with him to see what he can do in the Mercedes. It's a little bit more than a tenth between him and Stumpy, so if he's getting a good lap in, he could be getting a P1. Let's see what he can do. KV turning up the ERS. He is going for a quick lap. Really cautious through turn 1, but it's all good. Got a good exit onto the big straight. Keeps in ERS mode 5, interestingly enough. Big braking zone, as he is almost a tenth down on his lap time. So he needs to massively improve in sector 2 as Stumpy improves his lap time by 3 tenths. It's 113.0 now for the Ferrari driver.
Game on.
Game on, 100%. KV knows what to do now. And it's a little bit wide. He's got a Williams in front of him as well. Hopefully it doesn't get into the way of KV. Should be good. Oh, he loses it!
Oh, he's lost it! On that exit curb.
In front of the Max Verstappen tribune.
Yeah. He was asking too much from the front, and then when got onto that curb, the rear end gave out. And that was it. So tricky, but it's so easy to do in these wet conditions, and that's it. I don't think unless KV wants to save his ERS now, I mean, I'd go for another run. What's the point in putting fresh inters on? And he's gonna do that. So his inters to cool down, and he'll go for another one.
He's got time. It just depends on how much fuel he's got in the car. Currently on board with Jay in the Renault, as he is pushing to improve on the P14, and that's definitely not going to be an improvement. He runs onto the grass, and that's your lap time over and done with. And Cookies in the chat, he asked about Tichy's disqualification, and Oh yeah, he got it for blocking in the pits. Rosa already answered. Thank you very much.
KV isn't setting a good lap this time. He's going to save it for the next lap.
Fair enough. I'm on board with Pure Blades now, as he is going to the end of Sector 2, and he's up by 2.4 seconds. So he's currently looking for a 14.4, which is around the P11. If he can improve a little bit more, he will be inside the top 10. Doesn't matter for now, because it will be a dry race, but it's always lovely to gain as many positions as possible. Onto the last corner, now onto the start-finish line. He puts in 13.9, brilliant lap time from Pure Blades. Currently
I'd go again.
P9. Yeah, he quit. I think he's gonna save it for another one at the end of the session.
That's true, yeah. Obviously, we might be a bit ahead of these guys. It does say 2 minutes on the clock. Might be 2.5 minutes left in reality. We'll see.
I'm on board with Dan now. He's definitely pushing, and behind him I think it's KV now going through turn 1, as he is starting a quick lap as well. So we'll firstly look at X47. 13.7 now. He goes up to the Sector 2 split. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, he's almost 3/10 down. I don't think this will be an improvement. He's pushing the absolute max.
He went over it too much. He's got a penalty. And yeah, he's going.
He comes into the pits. Fair enough. We quickly go back to KV. He is still not pushing. He's probably waiting. I know Mazda is on a lap time in the other Mercedes. Going through turn 2 now. He's got 2 racing points behind him. Oh, it's a McLaren and a racing point. Never mind. And I think, let's have a look who that is. That is Steve. Steve is on an out lap, and he's got a racing point behind him, and I think the racing point is pushing. Quickly focus back to Mazda. Let's see, he was almost 3/10 up in Sector 1, and he is again almost 3/10 up in Sector 2. Currently looking for the time of Pure Blades.
Yep, KV has gone for his 1 lap shootout. We'll see how he gets on with that later on. Here is Mazda, final corner. What's he going to do? It's 1:13 something. It's a 1:13.5. Really good lap by Mazda. Big pressure, and it's got him into a safe P3 for now.
Yeah, big improvement in the final sector. Now on board with KV. Third time lucky? Question mark. Going through Sector 2 now. Let's see if he can improve. Flag is out. So everyone crossing the line now will be their final lap.
Oh, he's improved. KV's a 10.5 up. His fastest second sector. It's gonna be. It won't be enough to beat Stumpy though. He'll have to improve massively in this third sector as well. It looks good. It looks like he can carry the speed.
Lovely helicopter view onto the line.
Oh, not quite. Good improvement though.
Let's see. As we have the McLaren of Steve going at it. Let's see what he can do. Currently in P6. Is he good for an improvement?
Final corner, here we go. A lot of guys going in the pits, but not Steve. He's heading to the line. It's going to be a relatively good lap, and it is.
P5.
Yeah.
On board with Manny Robo now.
Alpha. Yeah.
Oh, made a mistake. It's not his favourite corner.
It's invalidated. He's invalidated. P13 it is.
Fair enough. Maybe the racing point?
Yeah.
Oh, he's
way down.
Yeah, he's not pushing.
Coasting.
Yep.
So that's it then.
That's it then. Both saying the same thing, brilliant. Let's see, Cookie in the chat, he says the whole field is in a big Ferrari sandwich. And that is true though. Biggest sandwich possible.
Yeah.
So that's it then. Yeah, good debut for the Racing Point, because making your debut in the web, getting P4 is a good job, as we have. That's Steve, I think. Is that Steve? Yeah, that's No, it's not Steve. It's Raycon with 3 tires on his car. Brilliant.
Oh, there's a couple of them like it actually. Just saw Justin. I think he's hit Justin. That's why Justin has got a. The computer has had a massive accident.
Oh, brilliant. Love Codemasters.
Yeah.
And yeah, talking about Tichy, really unlucky getting a disqualification for blocking the pit exit. Yeah, he's got a comeback race to do. Let's put it that way.
Exciting at the track where it's one of the hardest overtaking circuits because of the DRS train, the world famous DRS
train. Yeah. So here
it's
we
the
have
Choo-Choo Austrian Express.
Oh, Stumpy P1, KV P2, Massa P3. Yeah, how are we gonna call this? Because I want to pronounce it in Dutch. I will just pronounce it in Dutch. Why do I care? It's BVG in P4, Steve P5, Justin P6, Connell P7, X47 P8, Psyche coming back in P9, and P10 for Raycon. Of course, it doesn't really matter if you're in the P10 now or not, because you can start on whatever tire you want, because it will be dry for today's race.
Rosa has said after lap 5, the top 5 drivers will be in a different position to where they started the race. So, I guess he thinks there's going to be some overtaking going on, which obviously, being the head of the DRS train is never the best place to be. It's gonna be an interesting one. Obviously, it is blue skies. The race day is upon us, and obviously, people who aren't it's first time watching, the race distance is 50% of an actual Grand Prix distance. So that converts. How many laps is the Austrian race?
Yeah.
That's pretty on the spot.
You shouldn't have asked that question. Oh, it's really bad that I don't know this. It's 36 laps,
36, yeah, 36 laps, yeah. I got it as well. I instantly remembered at the same time, mate. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yes, 36 laps, and it'll work out roughly along the lines normally of about a 40-minute race, 40 to 45 minutes. So sit back, enjoy. If you've got popcorn, eat your popcorn. This should be a cracker of a race.
It is tier 3, so yeah, you would think so.
And now that we're commentating on it, I
it's
just
even better.
Nothing. Yeah, it's even better. Yeah. Now we're both here. We create this this racing, I feel. So let's bring it on.
Let's bring it on. Interesting enough, the racing point of BVG, the only one choosing the mediums inside the top 10. After that, we got Forza Fredo in P11 on the mediums, Pure Blades on mediums, Medirola on mediums, Sneaky Tom, the only one outside of the top 10 choosing softs, and then Jay on mediums, Kelswag on mediums, and Tichy at the back of the grid going for mediums as well. So we will have sort of the half of the grid being quicker at the start of the race and the other half being quicker at the end of the race. So that will be very interesting as well. You never know with safety cars, because they can just randomize all the things again, just strategy all over the place or out of the window. Really depends on whether you made your pit stop or not. Short lap, and they're already getting into the grid slots, so brilliant.
And there was a comment, I wonder if anyone will go on hards in case it's an early safety car. Well, the answer to that was no one. No one took that gamble.
Maybe
everyone has gone medium softs.
Yeah, maybe they will if the safety comes out within the first laps to make sure they will go a big way into the race before they have to make another pit stop. But for now, let's focus on the start first, as we will have the 5 red lights. Waiting for the refs to build up. Here they go. Now 5 red lights. And away we go for the Austria Grand Prix. It's a really good start from KV. He's already down the inside of Stumpy. Is he going to go for the move? Oh, Stumpy tries to hold it around the outside. Oh, it's almost KV around, but he saved it. Brilliant save from the Mercedes. It's a McLaren onto the grass. It's Steve fighting with Connell. And the Racing Point losing a lot of positions.
Oh, to be careful with it. Oh, it's always a tricky corner, that one. But I don't think there was any damage. I think the Red Bull managed to get away with it, and so did the McLaren of Steve. But you got up front Stumpy, KB, Muzzler and Connell. Still going on. Steve and BBG. And Justin following close behind.
Dan and Forza Fredo fighting. Oh, it's Sidegate, never mind. And that drops Dan down to P9. As he is trying to move Verstappen it on Raikkonen, but it's not really working, so he's got to stick behind the Toro Rosso for now. Let's see.
Yeah. But so far, I think it's pretty clean. Yeah, clean.
I didn't see any debris coming off cars. We saw Steve running into the back of Connell because there was a massive pile-up in turn 2, but I didn't see any debris or something, so you never know, of course, but it should be good as Stumpy is trying to get away from KV, which is almost a mission impossible around this track. KV under big pressure from his teammate as well, but I think that will be okay. And Connell in the Renault is following very closely. Steve, he has to push though, because the gap is 1 second, and as it stands right now, the next lap he won't get DRS.
All good battle between Dan and Sidegate. Dan goes round the outside at turn 4, and Dan has been at Sidegate. The last few laps, all Dan goes a bit wide, but just about is able to put the anchors on and not allow Sidegate to get the undercut on him. But Dan is a man possessed. Sidegate just doesn't seem to have the same pace, and Dan is now looking to chase the back of the Red Bull of Justin.
Really good move from the Alfa Romeo as he is now trying to get back into the 1 second window. We got a yellow flag, and I think there is someone entering the pits.
It's two guys. It's Forza and Pure Blades.
And is that because they both don't have a wing? Let's see. I think it must be.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're not coming into the pits. Early. Yeah, it's a front wing change for Fredo. And it's not a front wing change for Blades. He's just coming onto the hard tires.
Oh wow. That's a gamble, if I've ever seen one.
Back to the action now. We got Connell.
Look at that. DRS train is in effect.
DRS train is in effect. It's a DRS train until Raidcon for the moment, because never mind. It's Raidcon until Kelsterswag in P14.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit like IndyCars, folks, but not on an oval. Everyone really
it's
close.
Even better.
Yeah, it's even better because it's left and right hand turns.
Yeah, although this track feels a little bit of an IndyCar track with the amount of corners, but
there's a lot of right-handers, not many lefts.
Yeah, true. For the moment, no one in the top of the field has been able to overtake each other. We saw Dan making a move on Sidegate, and Sidegate is losing touch to the Alfa Romeo front. In fact, he's getting overtaken by Sneaky Tom round the outside. And Sneaky Tom make it worse. Sidegate brakes very late. Oh, they make contact. And Sidegate has to back off, and that allows Sneaky Tom to get back up into P9. Raidcon gets past as well for P10. Sidegate losing 2 positions in 1 corner. Is he gonna go for it down the inside of Raidcon? No, he's not. It's P11 for the Toro Rosso.
Look out for BBG and Steve as well. Steve just about holding on to that P5, but BBG is knocking on the door. But it's so close on that. All these guys are so close. Oh, there's a yellow, and it's Sidegate. I think Sidegate's gone off.
It's Sidegate off.
Yeah, and he's got wing damage, so he's probably going to pit and go on to hards.
Oh, Justin made a mistake, and that allowed Dan to get past. So that's Dan now up into P7. Really good race from the Alfa Romeo for now. And Stumpy is still leading the way, 5 laps into this Austria Grand Prix. KV behind, 3/10. Massa behind his teammate. KV tried to go round the outside, but it's not working. Maybe getting the better exit. Stumpy leaves it in DRS mode 4. KV of course got DRS, but I don't think he's close enough to think about a move up into turn 3. No, he's not.
Stumpy seems to have better traction coming out of turn 3, and that helps him with that second DRS zone. But it does look like KV's got the pace, And it's going to be a matter of time, I feel, where once these tyres wear a little bit more, these softs, obviously these guys had the advantage of these tyres being brand spanking new. So they'll have a bit more tyre life, but when these softs get worn, they're going to find it hard, particularly in these faster corners and the traction coming out of those, coming out of the slow turn 3 and turn 4. Oh, yellow. McLaren is off, and it's Steve.
It's Steve.
Steve's. He's had an off, and I guess he's had wing damage because he's going in the pits.
He comes into the pits, yeah, so he did manage to save it coming into the pits. But it's a big shame for his race, and I think his teammate is off as well. It's a disaster for McLaren in lap 6, because Raycon is off in turn 1. Disaster for the McLaren pit box now.
And again, KV has to try and get... Oh, Stumpy has to defend valiantly from KV, and Muzz is under pressure from Connell. So these, because of all that issues, the top 4 have got a little breakaway now, and BVG and Dan are on their own.
Yeah, BVG and Dan have to work together now, but Dan is 1.6 seconds behind the racing point, so I don't think that's going to work either. So these top 4 guys, if they be smart, they just work together to get away from the rest of the field and just start battling at the end of the race. Of course, that's not what we want. We want more battling, but if they're smart and thinking about their race, they will do what I just said. BVG is not getting closer at all. But we have to keep in mind he is on the mediums. Oh, Connor runs deep into turn 1. It's good, and I think it's even better for him to make a move on Massa. Of course, he will get DRS. Is the Renault quick enough in a straight line? I don't think he is. Let's see.
Oh, he's going for it.
He's thinking about it. He has a look. Massa shuts the door. And now KV, maybe with a better exit. Let's see what the Mercedes is capable of doing compared to the Ferrari. Round the outside.
Late braking. Oh, the Ferrari's going to try and squeeze it, but it doesn't work. And KV takes the lead.
KV up into P1. Really good move from the Mercedes now. So the Ferrari is now in the Mercedes sandwich. Where it was the Ferrari sandwich before, it's now the Mercedes sandwich. And Connell for now has to stay in P4. And look at BVG. He is closing in. 1.9 was the gap at the start of this lap. And the gap now is 1.3 seconds. So he's definitely gaining.
Yeah, it's a real power track. A lot of the time, a bit like Monza, you are on the throttle quite a long time, but you still need that downforce, particularly
100%.
in that middle and last sector.
And we saw Massa picking up 3 seconds. This could be crucial for his race, because he's the only one from the top 4 now with those 3 seconds, as Tom picks up 3 seconds as well. And if it stays like this, he will lose out on the position of Connell and BVG. So that will be a shame for the Mercedes driver. Of course, it's not that far yet, but we need to keep that in mind. Is Stumpy gonna go for the move into turn 3? He's going around the outside. Oh, he brakes very late.
Yeah.
A little bit too late.
That was very adventurous. If he's going to pull that off, fair play. But yeah, both these guys very even on pace.
Very even on pace, and to be honest, Connell is doing a pretty good job as well, as BVG is just a little bit in the middle of nowhere, and then is having a big train behind him. Alfa Romeo is forming the DRS train, as you see them a lot around this track, and yeah, you can just tell he's struggling on those 7-lap old softs. Justin is putting him in under big pressure. Is Justin gonna go for the move already, or is he waiting for the second straight? I think it will be option 2 as Connell picks up 3 seconds. Well, so got both Massa and Connell now on 3 seconds. Oh, Justin had a little bit of a scrappy exit, and Muzza. I think he will be under pressure from Sneaky Tom now.
Oh, look at this, Stumpy and Muzza side by side. Muzza's gonna get past Stumpy here, and Connell is having a look as well. So great move from Muzza. Stumpy tyres are starting to run. And by the way, oh, this could be 3 wide. No, it's not. Connell not quite able to overtake Stumpy either. But the Mercedes are now 1 and 2. And noticeably, BVG with those mediums is now able to slowly catch up. Connell goes a little bit deep. But those softs are starting to lose their advantage over the hard and medium tyre that BVG and the Racing Point's using. And now he's in DRS zone as well. So BVG in the hot seat.
He's connected now to the DRS train. He bought his ticket, and he's on in. Now. He's in.
Yeah.
A sneaky Tom. No, it's Dan who's in the pits. He's had enough of those shots.
Oh, safety car. Safety
Ooh,
car.
what happened there? Eh?
So, I mean, people pitting now. I don't know what's happened.
We didn't see any. No one retired.
No. There was a yellow in the pits.
This is.
Ah, maybe Dan had an accident in the pit entry because he's got wing damage. So maybe Dan had, because I saw there was yellow down the straight.
Blades! Look at Blades. Drive-through penalty for speeding under the pit, under the safety
Under
car.
the safety car, yeah.
That is a big shame.
But he's pitting anyway.
But what are the front runners gonna do? Yeah, Mazza is holding up the field behind. That's smart play because he will have to double stack probably. KV, of course, because he is the front runner, is allowed to pit first. As Seigate picks up a drive-through penalty as well for speeding on the safety car.
People getting too excited. Now, yeah, for Mazza this is not good because even with KV going in, I mean this has helped the soft runners hugely and not helped BVG. This is the problem. BVG obviously won't get the access to a free stop.
Which is smart play, I think. I think it's really
damage.
smart.
Connell's hit the back of the Ferrari, I think, as the Mercedes double stack. I think Connell got wing damage.
Yeah, he's changing his front wing. He's changing his wing. Big damage for Connell, and that allows KV and Mazza and Justin to get in front of him.
And BVG's gone onto softs. That's really strange.
That's really strange. I think that is because he didn't adjust his tires coming into the pits. I think this was meant for the pit stop later into the race, which is his normal strategy. Because now he will have to make another stop in this race. So hopefully for him, there will be another safety car coming out, because otherwise he will lose out on a lot of positions as soon as he comes in again.
And Connell has gone for hards. Dan has gone for hards. The guys who've gone on mediums, can you make mediums last from lap 11 on? Or will you have to make another stop?
That is a good question.
It's very close.
20
it's
laps.
Very close.
Ooh, that's going to be interesting.
That is very close. Because I normally, if I remember right, it's normally lap 15, the earliest, where you'd want a pit to go onto mediums. So maybe BBG's doing the right thing. Go, okay, I'm doing 2 stops anyway. Put me on the soft now.
Yeah, so Cookie is in the chat, and he says that 2 stop on softs is better than going onto the hard. So maybe BVG, maybe it's not a mistake. Maybe he's just genuinely thinking it is the better strategy. But for now, I hope Cookie definitely is watching. We got Medi Robbo leading the race. I don't know what it is with Austria and Medi Robbo, but it's a really good combination.
Ross is saying softs will make it. Is he meaning softs or medium tyres? Because I don't think the softs will last till lap 2.
No, Ross's joking.
So I'm guessing he's. Okay. I'm about to say, like, maybe he spent mediums, but okay, fair enough. Yeah, so the medium runners, it's going to be a tricky one. Obviously, they do have the advantage of a couple of laps being under safety car, but if they are looking to end on this tyre, they're going to be right in. Matty, Robbo and Tichy have elected to not stop in favour of track position, but I don't know if that's the...
Well, they will go on to softs during the end part of the race, and I think they're just gambling on the fact there will be another safety car.
Yeah.
For Old School 3000 is in the chat. I think that's Eloy Mark, and he says he's amazed that the leaders didn't go to hards, and I think he is right with that comment, because I would have gone on to the hard tires as well. But it's interesting to see it because Connell decided to go on to the hards, as well as Che and Saige, where KV, Stampy, Justin and Mazza decided to go on to the mediums. So that's very interesting.
And Dan pitted again. He was on hards, but then elected to pit and go back onto mediums.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't, and he lost a few places as well. I don't know if that's the right strategy, but we'll find out. This will be a good lesson for us for tomorrow as well.
Those mediums will make it. Those mediums will make it, I think.
Oh yeah, It's just whether or not the pace is good enough.
Yep, and Robo is gone, and I think he put off a really good safety car restart because he put Tichy on 6 tenths now.
Oh, 3-second penalty for Dan.
That is a shame.
Oh, BVG having a look on Stumpy already with those soft tyres. Side by side trying to get the slipstream from KV ahead. They've got to be careful they don't break too late here and hit the back of KV.
Oh, really good move from the Racing Point. Of course, on those fresh softs, he should be having more grip compared to everyone else on the track at the moment. The only one on soft tires, and he will make full use of it. And I think it's Mazza going for the move on Justin. Down the inside he goes, makes the move stick, and that's Mazza up into P6.
Yep, so we're coming up. Lap 13 completed. Unfortunately, Steve was the only one who didn't quite get to the back of the queue before the safety car restart. He is 15 seconds adrift, and that Racing Point has got so much more grip. He's all over the back of KV with the last 2 corners coming up. Tricky corners to ever make an overtake, but he's definitely looking good to line up for turn 1. Got so much more grip right now.
He's got so much more grip coming out of the corners, and it is crucial around this track where your exit is really important. Let's see what he can do now. Of course, no DRS yet, so he needs to do it on pure speed, and I think he will be able to make a move going down into turn 2, although the KV is pulling away. Great straight line speed from the Mercedes.
But he's got the slipstream as well of those 2 ahead, but it's crucial.
But look at exit.
He gets us now, yeah. Steve's retired.
In the pits, which is fair enough. Still, it's not enough. The Racing Point just doesn't have the straight line speed. He's got the downforce to make up in the corners, but he's not quick enough in the straight.
I think he's got a higher downforce setup.
Yeah, 100%. You can already tell.
Around these corners now, he's got so much more grip.
Yeah, and normally you would say, well, the next lap you will get DRS, but KV will get DRS as well. So he needs to do it somewhere else. Is he gonna go for the move down the inside now? KV defends. Down the inside, round the outside for the Racing Point, but that's not gonna work. Oh, KV runs wide. It's a switchback from the Racing Point up into P3. Switchback time, and Stumpy is following him.
Crucial for the real race of the lead, obviously. I mean, BVG technically is the leader of the guys who have pitted, but he will have to definitely stop again. But Stumpy, KV, and Muzza, they potentially will not stop again. Oh, Muzza's having a look.
Is Mazza going down the inside? He's trying, but it won't be enough. So KV holds on to P5. And Tichy is putting Robo under some big pressure, but the Racing Point is coming, and Tichy knows that the Racing Point will 100% try to overtake him. So if Tichy wants to make a move, he needs to do it now or on the next lap, because that Racing Point will come closer and closer. In fact, he's already there. Tichy knows what's coming.
Update on Connell. Just to give you an update, he is now up to P8. He is just past Justin. So despite being on those hards, he is looking good so far. Still
making moves, and he is within a second of Sneaky Tom in front. So that's really good news for the Renault. Is it time now for the Racing Point to get past? He's already looking. He's probably waiting for the second straight. In fact, he is waiting for the second straight. Will we go for a move now? DRS open. Of course, Tichy will get DRS as well. But will it be enough for the Ferrari to defend? We go on board with the Racing Point. And is he going to go for the move down into turn 2? No, he isn't. He'll be getting the better exit. This is the problem.
Yep, DRS train, here we go.
Yep.
He's close though, he might make a lunge, and he does.
He sends it. What a move.
Nice. Brilliant
what a move from the Racing Point. Big respect for Tish as well for leaving the room, but really well done. We got a great helicopter view as well. It couldn't have been any better. And that's a brilliant move from BVG.
Those soft tyres are going to start to lose their best now, so it's important for him. You know, he hasn't had clear air at all with these tyres. But he's probably got, now obviously the cars are going to be a little bit lighter. We are at coming towards half race distance. So he'll get a little bit more duration on these tyres than the guys who started on the softs at the beginning of this race. But expect that lap times to decline in the next 3 or 4 laps. Here we go though, he has the DRS. It should be a relatively easy overtake here.
It should be, he chooses the inside, just enough room to go down the inside, and BVG lets it run a little bit wide, but the Robo can't do anything about that one. And that's the racing point now up into P1, and the mission for him is pull away as much as possible.
Yeah. So this is going to be really interesting as Matty Robbo runs a little bit deep, and he's now got the pressure of Tichy and the other guys as well, Stumpy and that lot. Surprisingly, despite having fresher mediums, it doesn't seem to really affect pace because Matty and Tichy are able to actually keep a healthy gap to Stumpy and P4 at the moment. So the mediums, this is good for knowledge for the guys who are on the fresher mediums, 16 lap old mediums, and the guys ahead are still doing respectable laps.
Oh, and he puts in the fast lap of the race as well with a 107.9, and that is with the move on Matty Robbo as well. He definitely got the pace, and he's outside of that 1 second window, so this is the time now for the racing point to push those softs to the absolute limit and get away as much as possible, because Stumpy is holding up the quick guys behind him, the two Mercs to be exact, with Ankevi and Mazza, because Sneaky Tom is just not able to get within that 1 second of Mazza. He is holding off Connell for the moment. Is anyone else going for a move? Let's wait and see. Maybe Raycon is going for a move. He's really close to Justin, but I don't think he's close enough. Oh, it stays all the same, although Saige is going for a move on Pure Blades. Side by side, who will get DRS? They both doesn't get DRS, which is okay. Interesting. As Blades also around on the outside. And now the inside. Oh, he ran steep. Saget gonna come back. Brilliant move between the Toros and the Williams. Now Blades around the outside again. And he also P15 for Blades. Really well done from the Williams. Brilliant move.
Nice job by Blades on those medium tyres as well. Got a bit of a gap though now to Kelsa Swag.
Oh.
Unfortunately, these guys.
Look at Tichy and Matty Robbo. Sorry to interrupt you. That's Tichy up into P2. Matty Robbo is struggling on those 18 lap old mediums. And Stumpy is within the 1 second window. So this will get very tasty going on to the next lap.
Agreed. So here we go. We are at lap 19 of 36. And that means to say we are just into now the second half of this race.
Yep, and this is where we were thinking about all the guys who started on the mediums going to the top of the course with the safety car now. It just turned the tables around and everyone is almost gonna go till the end of the race. Except for Tichy, BVG and Matty Robbo. They will have to stop again.
Yep, with 17 laps to go. BVG though will have the fresher mediums. He hasn't, ideally though, he would want to have pulled a bigger gap. But however, he wasn't, he had to spend the good first 7 laps getting through the guys. So it was unfortunate, and if anything now, Tichy, the gap between himself and Tichy is starting to equal out at 2.6 seconds. So I think those softs are coming towards a point where they aren't going to be any better, and he's going to decide when's the best trade-off, when's the best time to pit, so that you don't pit too late and have too much work to play with those medium tyres. But at the same time, you don't want to pit too early, because then you won't get the added benefit of the fresher mediums, because it won't be such a drastic difference between the guys behind him at the moment.
Yeah, 100%. So I think that's Matty Robbo coming into the pits now. He is, so it's now Tichy leading the way.
And that's crucial, so that's 19 laps. Matty Robbo's felt that's it. Albeit those tyres did go from almost the beginning. Basically did the beginning. So they did 20 laps. So it can be done. It definitely can be done. However, these guys are going to have to do even more than 20 laps on these mediums. They're going to have to do 25 laps, aren't they? 26 laps. Oh,
yep.
Stumpy and KV battling it out.
almost
Stumpy
going
holds
side by
on.
side, and this allows Massa now to get into the sweep of things, but he stays behind KV. Was thinking about a move, but of course they will be in a party together, I think, so they will have clear communication about who is going to be in front of who. We have problems with the stream apparently. Not that I'm not streaming, but just the connection for some of the guys is really poor, so I hope we'll be coming back online very soon. For now, we can only do one thing, and that's focus on the race. Let's see, KV, is he gonna go for a move onto the back of Stumpy? He is not gonna go for the move because Stumpy has got some great straight line speed. Oh, it's the Williams of Sneaky Tom going down the inside of Mazza. Broke very late, but has not been able to make the move.
Here we go. They've all bunched right up, and Connell is doing really good job on these hard tyres at the moment. Really good pace, and to be honest, the medium runners are Stumpy. Haven't Tichy's done 21 laps on those mediums, and is still 2 seconds behind Stumpy. So, sorry, 2 seconds ahead of Stumpy. So it just shows you how good the pace has been from Tichy.
Yep, Tichy is having some brilliant pace, and he's just staying out for as long as possible. And in fact, he can't do anything better. He is 1.7 seconds away from Stumpy, so he's not under pressure. And he will have much fresher tires till the end of the race compared to Medi Robbo. So for him it's looking really good for him now, as well as for BVG, because he's pulling away from Tichy on those softs. He will be going on to either fresh softs again or fresh mediums till the end of the race, so that will be very good for him as well. And at this point of the race, KV is struggling to get past Stumpy. He's getting closer into the DRS zones, but he's just losing out on the corners, and I think that is because he's running very low down for setup.
Yeah. Ah, this is good. Oh, BVG gets a 3-second penalty.
Oh, that's crucial.
That's not going to help him at all. Is he going? I wonder if he's pushing hard because this could be an in lap. No, he's going for another lap. So he's going to put 13 laps on at least on those mediums, and he's got a 4-second gap now to Tichy. So those softs are actually still giving him plenty of grip. Fair play. He's still able to pull out a commanding lead.
Let's see, KV is much closer now to the back of Stumpy. He's looking for a move round the outside, but that's not going to work.
He's close enough though to make a move here. I feel like his moves though are too predictable, too easy for Stumpy to defend. He might want to try and look at dummying, pretending to go down the outside and then switch to the inside, do a Danny Rick move. And that will catch Stumpy out now, because I think Stumpy feels like he's got his number. If he just does something different, it will catch Stumpy completely out. Well, of course, doing it, not being too risky, as Tichy goes in the pits, finally.
Tichy into the pits, so what is he gonna do? I think he will go on to the soft tires.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yep, onto the soft he goes, and it will be very interesting to see where Medi Robbo is on track. Oh, he will be losing out on a lot of time, I think.
Yeah.
Tichy is still in the pits, as Medi Robbo already gets past him. He is stuck behind the Renault though, so he needs to get past as quick as possible. And it's Tichy 4 seconds behind Medi Robbo, so he lost out big time. And
however, the cut at the end, I wonder how much Matty will be struggling, because he did pit, I think, a little bit earlier than he wanted to.
I think so, yeah. Ooh, Medi Robbo got past Jay Burns, so that's a crucial move from the Alpha.
Yep, good move. And now Who else we got? So Dan is 1.3. Dan X427 is 1.4 behind Raidcon at the moment. And Sneaky Tom. Oh, Sneaky Tom's had an accident and he's reset in the pit lane. So Sneaky Tom must have got wing damage because I just joined him and he definitely had reset himself.
Okay, fair enough.
So he's putting softs on and he's got wing damage.
Wing damage.
Disaster.
For the Williams, yeah, that is a disaster with Pure Blades being in P15 and now Sneaky Tom dropping down to P16. It's not a good race for the Williams at all.
And Connell's now P5. On those hard tyres, those tyres are going to be in the best nick out of the three ahead of him.
He's looking really good, and Stumpy is closing in on BVG, so it's probably time for the Racing Point to make his pit stop now and pitting for another set of fresh soft tyres. And
yeah,
he is going into the pits now. Oh, lost it on the curb almost. Almost lost it on the curb coming into the... It's such a tricky pit entry, and it almost caught him out. He lost a second going into the pits, so that could be crucial during the end part of the race. And that's allowed Stumpy now up into P1 with the two Mercedes behind him and Connell on those hards in P4.
Look out for Matty Robbo. I think Matty Robbo will get ahead of BVG easily. Yeah. So BVG might fall behind Tichy.
Oh, look at KV. KV's going down the inside up into turn 2. But oh, Stumpy thinks better of it. Switchback for Stumpy. And that allows him back up into P1 again.
Yeah. And yeah, so Tichy and Matty Robbo doing the undercut on BVG massively. So BVG down P13. However, I think BVG left it too late. 9 laps to go on those softs. I think he should have pitted at the same time, really, the same lap as Tichy did.
Yeah, but the field is really close, and we saw his pace on the softs before, so I think he will be able to make it back up into the point-paying position, but it won't be anywhere near these guys here up front.
No, that's it. And also you've got to take into account the DRS train.
The DRS train and the 3-second time penalty he has, so that won't help him either. For now, we will focus on the battle for the lead of this race. Stumpy in P1, KV really close behind him, and I think KV will go for the move now. 2/10 is the gap. Going on board with the Mercedes now, up into turn 2. Is he gonna go for the move? He thinks he's going round the outside. Stumpy defends. Oh, it's Leclerc Verstappen all over again.
Yeah.
Stumpy defends, and he stays in P1 for now.
Yep. All very close. And Connell's just there waiting.
Oh, and then makes a move up into P5. He gets past Raycon. 3.9 seconds is the gap to the top 4 in front. But then up into P5. Really well done from the Alfa Romeo with his teammate in P7, which is really nice as well.
I'll check penalty wise. So we got J Jigburn with penalty, 3 seconds. Forza has 3 seconds. Muzza has 3 seconds as well. Sneaky Tom does. Connell's got 3 seconds. Matty Robbo has 3 seconds. And I think that's it. In terms of the guys up top, just making sure. Yeah, Justin has got 3 seconds.
KV loses it, coming out of turn 2, he's onto the grass. And that's P4 now for KV. Lost it coming out of turn 2. And that's Connell up into P3 with now Mazza, the other Mercedes, in P2. So that's someone who didn't buy a ticket to the DRS train.
And Mazza has a 3 second penalty at the moment for the race. So Muzza has a penalty, Stumpy doesn't, Connell has a 3 second penalty as well, and but KV doesn't, and Dan doesn't. So KV and Dan have good chance still of getting the podium, even in their 4th and 5th place finishes.
That is really good for the Alfa Romeo as well as for the Ferrari.
But yep, lap 30 we now start, and it's Muzza's turn to challenge the Ferrari. Oh, and commentator's curse. Dan has 3-second penalty.
Commentator's curse, then with 3 seconds, and Mazza going around the outside of Stampy. Stampy defends again, pushes the Mercedes off track, and now Mazza has to stay in P2 for now. And look at Connell. Connell is losing touch. 1.1, 1.2 seconds in fact now is the gap between him and Mazza, and KV is closing in again on Connell, so KV is not out of a podium contention yet. Oh, I know why Connell is losing time. He's got wing damage, right hand side wing damage for Connell.
Maybe that's what happened with KV. I mean, that is, you know, because he hasn't, I don't think he's hit a wall, but yeah, so that is, yeah, what a shame for Connell, because he was in the driving seat with those more durable tyres, especially at this phase now. But that is not going to work. That front wing damage is going to wreck those front tyres.
Such a shame for Connell, who was having a really good race up until the crash. And oh, that's for Fredo losing it out of the second to last turn. And he comes into the pits. Wing damage for the Toro Rosso, and that's his race over. So we go back now to the lead of the race.
Oh, big battles. Tichy has got past Matty Robbo. So that undercut, and BVG is right with them as well. So just shows you, despite Matty pitting earlier, that the softs are such an advantage. Those guys are going to be really close, because now they got past the midfield. Tichy is 4.3 seconds behind Raycon, and Raycon's right up behind. Oh, and the Racing Point and Matty Robbo side by side. And I think Racing Point's going to take it. Oh, they're still side by side.
Oh, he pushes Matty onto the grass, but he makes the move stick, and that's Racing Point now up into P8.
With 6 to go. Well, make that 5 to go now. That 32 of 36.
Stampy still leading the way in front of Mazza. And is Mazza gonna go for the move now? Stampy will defend the inside, I think. Yes, he does. So Mazza has to go the long way round. Will he be able to make the move this time round? Nope, he won't. Stampy pushes him again off track. And KV is past Connell. KV up into P3.
Yeah, made his move well before the braking zone of turn 3. So KV up into P3. Already was in P3 technically, because he has yet
and look at Dan. Look at Dan. 1.2 seconds now is the gap to Connell and KV in front of him. So is Dan gonna get a podium in this race?
Tichy's flying. You want to look out for Tichy. Tichy's taken already a second and a half out of the gap between himself and Raycon. He is going to be with Raycon in the next lap and a half. He won't be challenging the very front, but those guys are in a hunt for looks to be a top 5, top 4 position. This is not over yet.
This is not over. Anything is up the cards now, and it's looking like a really solid Grand Prix. It's such a shame we have troubles with the stream, because this is such a good race to watch, as we will have Mazza going again for, I think this is the 5th time now in this race, trying to overtake Stampy, and again he has to go around the outside, but he thinks better of it. He's trying to switch back, and will the better exit work this time? It doesn't.
Oh, Mazza's going. He's having a look down the inside. I think he was just trying to test Stumpy, try and make Stumpy outbrake himself, but there was a bit of a wheel lock. Oh, yellow in sector 3. That's a Williams.
Oh, that's a Williams, and I think, yep, it's Forza Fredo again, losing it, coming out of the second to last turn.
Yeah, it's not been his race the last couple of laps. And he's on new softs as well, so obviously trying to get a quali lap, trying to get fastest lap, but not successful. And Tichy's now in that DRS zone with Raycon.
And look at this, look at the battle for P4. Connell leading the way in the Renault, but then is within a second. He will get DRS as well as Raycon, as well as Tichy.
So 2.5 to go. How do those tyres feel on the race leaders? Stumpy, Mazza and KV. Well, it shows you how much advantage the hards do have, because Connell's still not dropping like a fly. He's actually still not too bad on pace despite that front wing damage. So it just shows you, I think Connell would have obviously had penalties, so would have struggled to win, but definitely I would have had a chance of a podium today.
Yep, 100%. It's such a shame. Oh, and look at Raycon and Tichy.
Yeah.
Is Tichy gonna go for the move?
Close.
Oh, he was thinking about it, but he thinks better of it. And look at this. It's a 4-way battle now for P4.
Oh, sector 3. Guys, I think it's Forza. Yeah, Forza. Fredo's retired.
Tied in the pits, which is fair enough. Oh, Tichy picking up 3 seconds. We saw him cutting turn 1.
Yeah.
He will still going for the move though, down the inside of Raycon, and it should be job done for the Ferrari. Is it job done for the Ferrari? It isn't. Oh, it is. Raycon running deep. Oh, Dan was thinking about the move as well. It's chaos.
Yeah. Here we go, Dan with the DRS, easily going to be able to make it past Connell. Is the Ferrari going to do a double move?
Ooh! Tichy going for a double move. And if he's pulling it off.
Yeah, he's going to have the grip. Connell's going to have to back out.
Oh, and he makes it stick round the outside of Connell. Let's Tichy up into P5 and then up into P4. And we go now to the lead of the race as they start their final lap of this Austria Grand Prix. It has been a brilliant one so far.
Mazza had a moment.
Mazza had a moment, but Stumpy as well.
Yeah.
So it's equal now with mistakes as we enter the final lap of this race. Look at Mazza, he's focusing on the exit, getting a great exit, coming off the first turn. DRS open, DRS mode 4 is enabled. Will we be able to make a move on the Ferrari? He's going at it again. Oh, it's Connell.
Dan's off, and Connell, Dan and Connell are off,
Dan
and Tichy as well.
Tichy, no way.
The Stumpy's able to defend from Mazza still. So we didn't see what happened there, but those guys have dropped back, and I think Stumpy's got it. I mean, Mazza's got a penalty anyway. So this looks to be like it's going to be Stumpy's day.
It's going to be a win for Stumpy as it stays like this. He's getting revenge for last week where the race didn't count as he got the victory. He will get it now. Big respect for the Ferrari as he held on to the lead for almost half of the race. Mazza is staying in P2. KV, unfortunately for him, he made the mistake which made him stay in P3. It is Stumpy taking the victory, Mazza taking P2, KV P3, and look at BVG with all the chaos going ahead of him. He is gonna take P4 in this race. Raycon, getting him on the penalties. And Tichy as well. Medi Robbo finishing P7, then taking P8. Oh no, Kelsweg. Then dropping down. Sneaky Tom P10. With Jabern and Connell finishing P11 after being P4 at the start of this lap. Oh, Sygate is out of queue? No? Yes? No?
Both of them. Pure Blades and Sygate, I don't know what they're doing. But they are coasting home. Are they on low fuel? Are they both run out of fuel? If they both run out of fuel, that'd be...
I think they're both out of fuel, in fact.
Yeah. This is the slowest finish for no points. It's the hare and the tortoise.
Oh. As Pure Blades taking P15 to round off this Austria Grand Prix. It's been a mad one, but a really good one to be honest. What a race we have seen today here at Austria.
Yeah, good fun race. Safety car has did its best as well to shake up strategy, but in the end it was the guys who started at the front, Stumpy, KV and Mazza rounding out the podium.
Congratulations to the podium guys. Hopefully we can get them back in the commentary box for the interviews. And you
I will.
Don't tell me the stream is back up now as soon as the race is finished. Oh no, it isn't. No, it hasn't. Never mind. It's such a shame because it has been a brilliant race. We got. Oh, the stream is back up. Oh, you don't believe it. It's Stumpy P1, KV P2 on penalties. Mazda getting P3, Raidcon P4, Tichy P5, PVG P6, Medirobo P7, Kelsenswag P8, X47 P9, Sneaky Tom taking the final point in P10, Connell P11, J P12, Justin P13, Saigate P14, Blaze P15, Fortafredo and Steve retired in P16 and P17.
Just getting the players up. KV.
So that's it. Let's see. Let's get these guys into the commentary box. Let's see. No, Mazda. I think I got him. Yep, there he is. So they should be joining anytime soon. So Stumpy already joined the call.
Stumpy.
Mazda in as well.
What a race, mate. I take my hat off to you. That was unreal defence into turn 3.
Mate, you could both piss off.
Mate,
You know,
that was the race I needed, and you just made me work as hard as I had to try and even just keep up an attack. So, mate, that I needed that. That was a quality race. Well done, pal. Thoroughly deserved.
Cheers, mate. Well done.
I'm just buzzing with getting P3. I needed a good result after Brazil and Baku, so.
So starting with the interviews, Mazda getting P3 on penalties. Unfortunately for you, you picked up the 3 seconds, which allowed KV into P2. But yeah, just tell us about your race. How hard was it to get past Stumpy? In fact, it was impossible for you to get past Stumpy.
Like, he made one mistake with me. In the whole race, he made one mistake, and that was before the safety car, and I got past him. And that was the only mistake he made from what I can see. It was difficult. I mean, because obviously the braking points are different. I was just stuck in his dirty air, but I just, yeah, he was unreal. He was unreal. It was hard.
Were you thinking about making a move in a different place? Because we saw you trying to overtake him into turn 2, which wasn't really working. Were you thinking about trying to get him somewhere else, or was it just only turn 2 the possibility?
Yeah, for me, I mean, there was a couple of points. I can't remember the number of the turn now. Just as you went to sector 3, there's a couple of times you ran wide onto the grass, and I thought I could sneak up the inside, but I wasn't gonna risk his P1 and my P2 or P3 for a move like that. It was only ever going to be on the straight, and it was only ever going to be a straightforward move. I wasn't going to risk anything. Not in that position I was in. As I say, for me, I was happy with a P3. The penalties, it was my own fault. I just got a bit carried away at the early stages of the race, and it is what it is.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, yeah, congratulations on the P3, mate. Really well done, really good race.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Going on to RP2, KV, you're probably disappointed about what happened a few laps before the end of the race. You lost it coming out of turn 2. What happened there?
Yeah, I got to the hairpin and went down to first and didn't short shift quick enough. I managed to get back into the race and catch up to the guys at the end, but yeah, what an amazing race, man.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, with the safety car coming out, you decided to go on to mediums. Do you think it was the right strategy, or were you thinking about some other strategies as well?
No, I think Austria is kind of a basic track really. It's a soft medium track. I don't think any other strategies would have really worked. I know Connell went on to hards, and I just don't think the hard tyre has a pace around here. So I thought when the safety car come in, that would have been the lap you'd come in for mediums anyway. So kind of only made.
Yeah, fair enough. It was unlucky, of course, with your teammate getting stuck into the pitch as well. Did you have communication between each other? What was going on during the party as soon as you saw the safety car coming out? Oh, this is great.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it's kicking off now. Brilliant. Stumpy, are you still here? Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, we're all back. We're all back now.
Okay, yeah, we will go on to Stumpy now. We'll just finish off this yeah, weird connection kind of thing going on. Stumpy, first of all, how sweet is this revenge from last week where you got the victory as well? This time it's officially 25 points and a win. How good are you feeling right now?
oh, it's brilliant. Really is. Me and Tichy come up with a little plan before the race because we didn't think we'd have the pace to beat the Mercedes, and it's paid off.
It really did. Yeah. Just defending from Massa, how hard was it to defend from both Mercedes actually? First of all, it was Kavy, and after that, it was Massa. Were you scared of losing the position, or were you really confident about staying in front of them?
To be honest, I thought it was a matter of time before they got past me because they were behind me all race. KV managed to get past me at some point, and I thought that was it then. But then I think he got tapped in the last corner by a Force India, which made him correct, and then I saw my opportunity, got back ahead of him, and managed to stay there.
Yeah, fair enough. You did a brilliant job defending and just deserved the victory today. Really well done. Congratulations, mate, on the B1.
Thanks a lot. Just like to dedicate this to my granddad, who passed away recently.
Big respect, man. Really well deserved.
Thank you, mate.
So, I think this rounds off the tier 2 stream. Tier 2. Oh. Yeah, normally I say that. The tier 3 stream
Yeah, tier 3.
for
Tier
today.
3.
Oh, that's the mistake. No, but it's such a shame that we had troubles with the stream today because it was a brilliant race to watch. Action all over the place. So, yeah, unlucky and sorry for the mistakes that went on, but it was just Twitch in general because I saw people not being able to see other streams as well. So, yeah, that is a shame, but for now we will round off the stream. Thank you, Lewis, for joining the commentary box with me. It was a pleasure as always.
Yes, thank you very much. Great race. Well done, guys.
Thank you, mate.
And yeah, guys, make sure you see me and Lewis tomorrow challenging and hopefully getting the same result as Stumpy, or at least the both Mercedes. Actually, I would sign for that as well. For the Tier 2 race, make sure you tune in Wednesday for the Tier 1 and the AM2 tier, and on the Thursday for the AU Elite tier and the AM1 tier. Lot of tiers, all my days. For now, it's been a pleasure as always. Have a good evening, and as I always say, goodbye.